Welcome to Python tutorial on tuples. This is an extension of the basic tutorial explaining how to create tuples and what are tuples actually and how to access different data items. Well, I'm just gonna uh, revise some of the things with you. Tuples is also a data collection that is a collection data type of Python, just like list. And the major difference is that in list we can add, lists are changeable, well, tuples are not changeable. Otherwise, both are same. They both allow different data types as items. They both are ordered. They both are list and tuples. Both are allows duplicate values. Okay. Um, Duplicated allowed. It should be duplication allowed. But tuples are changeable, and tuples are not changeable, unchangeable, immutable, and lists are unchangeable. What is the benefit of not having this thing that we cannot add more values in tuple? We cannot remove any item from a tuple. What is the benefit of that? The benefit is that it provides runtime optimization because the size of the tuple will be would be fixed, so it will optimize the runtime. What are the focus skills today? We have already done about creating, so we are just gonna discuss how to define a single item tuple. We'll also be using for loop to print items index wise. We will also use if condition to check if an item is present in the tuple or not. We'll use count and index method. We'll also use del keyword to delete our tuple completely. I've already told you that we cannot remove any item from tuple. So deleting a tuple. So del a keyword will be used to delete the tuple full tuple. Okay, let's run it. I'm using my online editor. You can use your Python IDE or any other editor. Code would be same. I'm just defining a tuple at this time, and I'm saying tuple. Okay, it's a constructor, so I have to write down, give a variable name which is not a keyword in the Python. So tuple is a constructor, and so that's why it's a tuple, and that's why it's a keyword. And you can see that the color was red. How to define or create a tuple? You can create a tuple with parentheses. I'm writing 1, 3, 5, 7, 11. What is this thing? Why haven't have I have skipped 9? Because I'm not writing odd numbers and I'm not doing counting in twos. I'm actually making a tuple of prime numbers. So once it is done, you can easily print my tuple. And when you run it, you can see that full values are there without any error. Okay. If you have to define a tuple with only one value, should you write only one value and then print it? When you'll print it, you can see it is taking it as a number. Okay, it's not making a tuple, it's taking it as a simple integer. So what should we do? To create a tuple, you must put a comma so that it would be clear that it is not only single item or a single value stored in a variable, it's actually a tuple. Let's run it, and now you can see it is printed as a tuple. Okay, that was one thing. That was our focus today. The other focus today was using the for loop to print all the values. So I'm just going to write down more values here. 1, and I'm saying, let's say 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, now I'm defining odd numbers. Okay, once it is done, okay, I'm saying for loop. I'm using for loop to print all the values in my tuple. So I'm writing for all the x in my tuple, print it. Don't forget your colon, because colon would help you to make a block. So this is my for block, and I'm saying print x, print every x in the tuple. Let's run it and see if there is any error. So you can see there is no error, and if I show you, it is each item is printed on a separate line. So it's like first item 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9. So same way we can also use for loop for printing all the items in a list. And similarly, we have done this one to print each item in my tuple. Now I'm gonna use if condition. If is one more very common condition. So I'm gonna check if 5 in my tuple, that if 5 item is available in my tuple. So if I write on here, I'm printing X or okay. So if 5 in my tuple, let's check it out. I'm saying if 5 is in my tuple, print yes, 5 is in our defined tuple. Let's run it and see if it's going to work or not and how does it work. So first of all, you can see for loop will produce each item separately. Then if condition checked if 5 is there or not, and then it's printing yes, 5 is in our defined tuple. Let's these are two important conditional structures, if condition and for loop, that will help you to find an item or to print all the items. Let's talk about the methods that were our focus today. The method that we were going to focus is count and index. Count is a method that can help to find out how many times a value is present in a tuple. It's the same method that is being used in list also. So for example, if I'm writing, it's a similar method, it actually works like same. So I'm going to say, as you know, that all the methods are accessed by defining here. For example, I'm going to attach it with my tuple. So in my tuple, count how many times 1 is present. Okay, so when I run it, so it's going to print all the numbers. Then of course it's saying yes, 5 is in our defined tuple, and then it's saying 1 is present 1 time. If for example we have an item more than 1 time, because right now in my tuple 1 was only 1 time, so for example if it's more than 1 time, I'm going to remove these two for clarity. So for example, I'm saying 1 3 and then 1 again and then 1 again. Okay, now if I'll print, so how many ones are there? There are almost 1 2 3 4 ones there. So when I run it, let's see what would be the result. The result shows that we have 4 ones there. Okay, the other method that I have told you that we're going to try today is index method. Index method is a method that is used to find out the index of any item. So instead of count, if I'll write on here index, it's going to tell me the index of first one in my tuple. So it will be 0. If I write down that, find out the index of, let's say, 7. So what would be the index of 7? Let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So answer should be 6. Let's check it out. Yes, it's 6. So these are two of the methods that I wanted to discuss with you. The last thing I'm going to discuss with you is how to delete your tuple. We cannot change its values, and if you have to change the values in a tuple, you must convert it into a list. But we can delete your our first full tuple. So I'm saying delete my tuple. And now if I after that I'm writing print my tuple, so it should give you an error because tuple is being deleted. So you can see a name error because my tuple is not defined anymore. So this is the del method to delete your tuple fully. Don't forget to every time save your work and save your the Python. Remember, Python programs are always saved with the name, with the extension py. It's important that you will write on py extension in the end. Good luck, try and enjoy your